So I was kind of a late bloomer in high school. I'm gonna put this back. All right, that's better. I was kind of a late bloomer in high school. I entered my freshman year approximately 5'4" and about 95 pounds. Also wearing Coke bottom bottle glasses that were approximately 37 times my actual size in my eyes. I used to take them out in the summertime and burn ants with them. Thanks for laughing at my painful childhood. I was kind of an introvert, to put it mildly. I was very shy, critically shy, severely shy. Had problems talking to people, especially if I just met them, especially if they were female and attractive. I did manage to date some people, but I did date a lot. I did date one girl in my junior year of high school who broke up with me because I wasn't slutty enough for her, which I really wish was not true. I did manage, thank you. I did manage to first actually really make out with a girl when I was 17. My senior year, 2 days before I graduated, I finally actually did lose my virginity, so I kind of snuck that one in. No pun intended. What's next? So I was really looking forward to college. I heard all these stories about crazy college, former Catholic schoolgirls who were depressed and looking to piss off their fathers, who were very sexually active. I had a much older brother who would regale me with stories of parties and girls and alcohol and college life and unfortunately, the thing about me is I don't drink at all, and I'm so not a party guy. They're very introverted. This is very unusual for me, speaking for people. So when I got to college, I really make impressions on anybody, so much so, in fact, that the first 3 girls I dated my first 3 years of college were all from my hometown, 3 hours away. 2 of which were actually still in high school. The third of which was graduated and was in my grade and was the same age as me, but was still a virgin. So I didn't have a lot of that crazy college action coming my way either. I did manage to find a copulatory partner by the time I graduated my senior year. It was very nice. She was a lovely girl. We dated for a while. It was pretty obvious about halfway in that we weren't going to end up married, which was fine, and we were just kind of along for the ride, and that was good. But I also kind of, in the back of my mind, knew that a lot of people meet their spouses in college. My much older brother had met his first wife his senior year. So I always kind of had that in the back of my mind. Not that I was in a hurry to get married, but kind of every new class was a new chance to make a first impression on my future wife. My senior year, I also was struggling to find those last few credit hours to fulfill my degree. And so I was looking for easy classes. I took a bowling class, 205 high game, ace it. I took a tennis class, varsity in high school, aced that, no problem. I also found a 1-hour credit class that was strictly devoted to resume writing and cover letters and interview skills and bullshit like that. So piece of cake, because I was almost graduated, I was fairly adept at writing rejection letters, or excuse me, receiving. So I was looking forward to that. And I went to a big state school, and still had a lot of trouble talking to people I didn't know, and I was very much in love with the large 300-person lecture hall class where you can melt in with the crowd and stalk a cute girl from 2 rows away. When I walked into this resume class the first day, there were 8 people in the class in a very tiny room, and the TA, who was a really cute brunette by the way, put all 8 of us in a semicircle facing her desk, which is a complete nightmare to me. I'm anxious because there's not very many people there. I don't know any of these people. 15 minutes into the class, in complete silence, she's talking about the syllabus. I farted. And I'm a very gaseous person by default, and you can talk to my poor wife about that. So, regardless of what I eat or do, and all I did, I swear to God, all I did was shift, and there it was, and I have no idea how it happened. It wasn't just some kind of half-toot that I could blame on my shoe. This was full-on trumpet blare. Fortunately, it didn't actually make an impression. It was more instrumental than combustible. But it was out there. And the first thing I did was I just looked down and I sort of, under my breath, said, "Excuse me." And I could feel the girl on my right shift her body as far away from me as possible. I didn't mention I was in between 2 fairly attractive females. No. The two other guys in the class who I finally looked up and noticed were sitting on the end and had tears falling down their faces. They were beet red and they were so enjoying my particular declaration. God bless her, the TA just kept right on talking. Didn't even flinch. I had completely blocked out the entire rest of the semester of that class. So needless to say, there were no wedding bells or knocking boots going on with any of the people. Fortunately, I found out that I make much better second impressions. On literally the 5th day after I moved to Philadelphia, I met a very attractive woman who 5 years later I finally got to agree to go on a date with me. On that first date, we did make out on my couch for 4 hours, and then 2 years later I married her. So first impressions, way over.